My favorite superhero movie by far is Infinity War. Because Infinity War, it begins with Thanos having Thor, and Loki has to make a decision whether or not he's going to give up the stone, one of the Infinity Stones, or allow Thanos to kill his brother. Fast forward, Star-Lord has to make a decision. At Gamora's request, will he end her life to prevent Thanos from getting the Soul Stone? Fast forward, there's a stone in Vision, and Scarlet Witch has to make a decision. Will we destroy the stone that'll end his life to prevent Thanos from getting power? Same decision with Doctor Strange and Iron Man. And what's interesting is when they're up about, they discover to get the Soul Stone, you have to sacrifice something you love. What does Gamora say to Thanos? She says, this is not real love, or this is not true love. What does Captain America say? We're not in the business of exchanging lives.
Yeah, that's right. We don't trade lives.
The question in Infinity War is, what is the value of a human life, and when can we sacrifice it? That movie, as you know, climaxes in Endgame with Iron Man laying down his life, the one in 14 million possibilities. That's the kind of true myth that Lewis is talking about. The point that you're making is saying, maybe this doesn't prove Christianity is true. Of course not. You can find these stories in other religions, but maybe it suggests something about the world, that love really is sacrifice. Maybe we are in a cosmic battle, and maybe we tell these stories because it's written on our hearts so deeply we can't escape it. That's why it's my favorite movie, but that's really the heartbeat of your book, is you're making these connections for people, trying to help them see these things in all these films that suggest maybe they should take another look at the Christian story.
Well, yeah, imagine if Tony Stark at the end of Endgame said, you know what, I'm going to follow my heart and go back to Pepper and just hang out, maybe I won't be, maybe I'll be one of the half that won't get killed by Thanos or whatever. I'll be fine. Nobody would be enthralled with that. We'd all go, what a chicken, what a coward, right? But when we see somebody lay down his life to save his friends, that universally, I don't care what religion or what worldview you have, you could even be an atheist, you go, man, that's beautiful, right? That's beautiful. That person sacrificed himself to save his friends. Well, Jesus sacrificed himself to save not only his friends, but his enemies. That's all of us, right? And he says the greatest love is to sacrifice yourself to save your friends. That's what it is. And that theme, see, that's the greatest story ever told. That theme runs through all of these movies. Every one of these superhero and fantasy movies, you see sacrifice as necessary for salvation. And the reason it's necessary in our world for salvation is because if infinite justice exists, and it does, it's God's nature, he can't allow injustice to go unpunished. He has to punish somebody, otherwise he's not just. So what does he do? He punishes himself. He takes the punishment on himself. That way he can be just and the justifier of the one who has faith in Jesus. So his infinite justice and infinite love can only be resolved if somebody takes the punishment for us, and it turns out to be him. And that's what Iron Man does. That's what all these hero movies eventually do. They wind up, somebody's going to sacrifice themselves to save others. That's the beauty of it.